gang, gang. Hey, nothing but love and respect. You might have some cool fans, but mine are the best. We've been through it all, went to war when duty called. Never left a man behind, we move as one is super strong. I don't want followers, that implies I'm the leader. I'm not the captain, I just gave them something they can believe in. I hold the lamp in the darkness, but they're the light that I needed to see the road that we walk in between the angels and demons. And my fans have my back. Hate us if your feelings don't like facts. And my fans will fight back. Beat you with the keyboard you've been using to write back. I guess we need each other like both sides of the battery. We the army, we the homies, we the gang, we the cavalry. We're brothers and sisters, we hold it down like we gravity. Can't nobody break the bond that made us all family.
Me and my fans, we don't care what anybody say. Middle fingers to whoever in the way, man. Me and my fans, we gon' be together to the grave. It's the gang till forever and a day, man. Me and my fans, we don't even trip in the hate. We got all in our veins, man. Me and my fans,
We the hangover gang. Gang, 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 gang.
Oklahoma weather can dish out some of the worst punishment in the world. Hi everyone, I'm meteorologist Tuttle. But now you can fight back by installing Class 4 impact-resistant shingles from Ferguson Roof Systems. These shingles can withstand large hail, heavy rain, and hurricane-force winds, all while keeping your home safe and dry. And the best part? This upgrade is completely free for many homeowners. So call today to start reaping the benefits these Class 4 shingles bring, including a discount on home insurance. Only at FergusonRoofSystems.com.
Hey there, meteorologist Tuttle back with you on a Sunday night, about 9:45. This will be a very short Facebook Live. Pretty much just get right on into it. So thanks for joining me. Please like and share the video, the content. Tell your friends and family about AT's weather, all that jazz, as we continue through the winter weather season, as we do have more winter storms that are just lined up. We'll see how many of them actually affect Oklahoma. All right, we had one yesterday. So we still got the residual from that out there currently. Got 35 degrees in my temperature here gauge on my Tempest weather station. So it continues to fall out there. And we're going to have some changes coming up this week, so I'm glad you're here for that. All right, so let me get on with what we'll talk about first, and that is snowfall. Did you get any? So, of course, on social media, some of you guys posted your pictures, and here across central Oklahoma, wasn't a whole lot. Some of you got a dusting, especially north toward Enid, toward the Kansas border, and then otherwise kind of tapered off to flurries here across Oklahoma City metro area. So that was sad, but if you live just east, you did see some measurable snowfall, so it didn't get too far away from us, but it did materialize quite a bit. Once you get into the eastern 4th or 5th of the state, we had some amounts up to around 3 or 4, close to 5 inches by the time you get to some of this mountainous terrain up toward Fort Smith here in southeast Oklahoma, on into northwest Arkansas. So I know some people around McAllister are going, hey, this map is wrong. We've had more than a 0. We had an inch and a half. So yes, I see that. This is an estimate from the National Weather Service. So they must have not gotten your totals to make that map more accurate. But at least to say that's kind of what's happened over Saturday. All right, so what's going to happen here this week? Well, thanks for asking the question. Here's the answer. So upper levels of the atmosphere will take you first. And the jet stream pattern is going to show us movement from the northwest to the southeast across the northern part of the country. And then down here across our region, back and forth, right here, this little batch of energy you see coming through, this is on Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, this little area right here. Now, normally when that happens, we get a little bit of precipitation out of it. It's an upper level disturbance, which usually generates, of course, if it's in the springtime, it can be severe weather. If it's in the fall, it can just be some rain. And when it's in the wintertime, it can either be usually snow or sometimes can be some ice, that kind of deal. So the question is this going to do anything here? So this is the latest look at the NAM model, which has actually strengthened it quite a bit. All this red indicates a lot of lift in the atmosphere. But what does it look like underneath this lift? And if I were to plot just a forecast sounding as that moves in, we're pretty dry. The temperature of and the dew point are pretty far apart. In other words, what we may see is some clouds, some high clouds, and then down at the surface, it lacks a little bit of that lower humidity values. But other than that, man, it's a nothing burger. If we look at, let's see, maybe I'll pull that up here on a two-dimensional view that you can see, and I can show it to you this way. All right, so this is about 15,000 feet east to west, these little purple lines you see here. Now that's where the lift is in the atmosphere. Well, it does juxtapose with a little bit of moisture, which is the color greens and purples right here. So it does have a teeny tiny area of lift that just happens to peak right about lunchtime on Wednesday. The problem is it's all dry. In other words, there's no relative humidity. There's no pink, there's no green you see at all. I mean, it is bone dry. So all this moisture and lift up here is being wasted as it evaporates all the way down to the surface late Wednesday morning. So best case scenario in this type of deal, you might get a flurry out of it, or you might get a little sleet grain, and that's it. So not expecting anything with that upper level disturbance as a result of that on late Tuesday and Wednesday as this moves in. Okay, so what comes after that? All right, well, we do have a cold front that comes in after that. I'll show you temperatures on that one in a second. But what we're going to start to look for is a change that the models are starting to do, and that's to close this area off back here. If they can close this area into a nice closed upper level low, that's good for Texas and maybe even Oklahoma for some good snow in here. This is going to be this happens during the day on Thursday. So we'll wait for this to move into our regions. We head into Friday. So that is when we have our next potential winter storm based just off the upper levels of the atmosphere. Now until then, pretty nice on Monday. So Martin Luther King Day, we're looking into the 50s out there across the state after a cold start. We're going to be in the 60s though on Tuesday. Tuesday's looking pretty good. Wednesday itself is going to be a little chilly. Some of these numbers might even be at midnight. So in other words, the high temperature may be at midnight. So we may end up spending Wednesday on the cold side. So the cold air that comes in Tuesday night is part of this large mass of cold air that's dipping all the way out of Canada once again down to Texas and then back up here in the Northeast. So this stretch right here is anywhere from about minus 30 to minus 35 degrees below normal on Thursday. Now you notice we're only kind of getting a little glancing blow right here. So we're not even getting the full brunt of this next Arctic wave. But you're going to notice the temperatures and the winds kick up. Temperatures go down and winds kick up on Tuesday night as that front rolls through the state. And then, of course, we will get cold for you as we head on into it Thursday as well. So Thursday morning, we'll probably be in the teens out there across most of the state. It's just going to be a cold start to the day. And then with the wind, it won't be as strong probably Thursday as it will be on Wednesday, but still that puts wind chill values down to the single digits again. So prepare for that. So what happens then in the future with that upper level disturbance? Well, the GFS model, very aggressive, and it's an outlier as far as its aggressiveness, but I'm going to hang on to a potential solution for it because the other models are starting to trend toward it. Now, will they completely trend toward it? We'll have to see how tomorrow looks. But for right now, they're just now going, yeah, I can go that way. So because of that, confidence factor is a little bit there. I'll go ahead and say that, yeah, a potential winter storm is on the table as we head on into our Friday. So this is how the forecast map would look like if it were to exactly stay the same, which again is always a big caveat here this time of the year. But it does show you a mixture of some sleet, freezing rain down here in North Texas. This does cover the hill country and probably even Dallas-Fort Worth at some point. And then you've got the blue above that, which means that everything in here in blue is just all snow here from central Oklahoma, then points down the south. So as of right now, if this were to, of course, be the case, you're looking at a winter storm here for North Texas and southern Oklahoma this Friday. Now, looking at the long term, toward the end of the month, I have seen this signal off and on in the GFS for snow across Oklahoma and North Texas again. So this is on the 29th of the month. So the good news is this signal has been popping in and out of the data now for over a week solid. So that's good. You want to see a signal and you want to see it return. Sometimes some of the models will lose it. You know, they'll paint just rain or very light precipitation, almost none at all, then bring it back heavy. So that's the signal, that's the noise. And that's what you keep an eye on in the wintertime, and then you kind of hope that the rest of them start to lock in on it as we get closer. But regardless, that's the end of the month. All right, temperatures. It's going to get cold again. So we got a nice couple of days for us. Wednesday, the high, probably midnight in the low 40s. Otherwise, we're back into the 30s rather quickly for the most of the day on Wednesday, and then into the teens and 20s on Thursday. Friday, teens. If we have any significant snow coming down, that's going to hamper the warm-ups. We may not hit 37, just kind of depends. Maybe that'll happen maybe in northern Oklahoma if you don't get any snow. It's going to be a close call. But otherwise, we will get a quick rebound in temperatures after that, back from the 40s into the 50s, overnight lows in the 20s. So that's kind of how it looks right now. And I'll take a look to see if the new American model has come in yet. I don't think it has, but we'll take a quick look, and then I'll look at a couple of your questions. All right, so it's coming in now, and it's out to 60 hours. It's got a little ways to go, about 5 more minutes. I might get a little bit more peek at that. So let me type this on Facebook. If you're having trouble getting notified when I go live, I think Facebook was a little late tonight. You can click that link I just posted, and you'll get a direct message from me in your Facebook Messenger. All right, YouTube, real quick, check on you guys. Obviously, Jim is in the house from Mustang. Good to see you, and you are on time, sir. Nancy from McCurtain County is here. Jessica from Morris checking in. Emmanuel from Tulsa. Emmanuel, how much snow did you get up there, buddy? Let's see. Amy, she wants some more snow. I got you. Hey, me too. But then Jessica says, please no snow. You can't please everybody, let me tell you. So there you go. All right, let me go over to Facebook here real quick. And by the way, thanks to you guys on Twitter watching. Feel free to jump in on Facebook and or YouTube if you want to leave comments and interact a little bit more. All right, let me go to the Facebook page here. By the way, Tiffany, I see you throwing me some stars here real quick. And because of that, you just activated a stars party. You and Jared. So there you go. Both of you guys just activated a stars party on Facebook. So get after it. Get hot. Judy sending me some stars tonight. Thanks, Judy. Quite a few. My goodness. Let's see. Thanks, Mo. I try to break it down for you. So it's kind of like when you come here, you get a little weather classroom 101 discussion. I always liked doing that part of it when I was on the local affiliates and news for so many years, and I can do that a lot more here because I got a little bit more time. Usually you're restricted 3 minutes and 20 seconds, something like that, and that's a lot to cram in a short period of time. Let's see. So Emmanuel, you got an inch. Very good. Jeff from Blackwell checking in. No snow up there. I see you. We'll see what we can do here for later on. Only 3 minutes and 53 seconds left for a stars party. Krista, I see you. Thank you for the stars tonight on Facebook. Lots of likes. Who's liking that like button? I'm loving it. All right, let me go back to the American model since we got a little break here, and we'll see if it's come in yet. So the American model is the one that's going just crazy nuts with the Friday storm system. And if you want crazy nuts, well, then you're rooting for the Americans. You're not rooting for the Europeans. You're not rooting for the Germans. You're not even rooting for the Canadians. Or the Europeans. I already said European ones. So you're rooting for the Americans. So we'll see what happens. And yeah, we do have a lot of models, and some of them are out to lunch. Sometimes some of them do a good job. It just depends. Every case is different. All right, so let's see. That little system it's got going on by, just like the NAM did here on Wednesday. Let's see. If I were to take a forecast sounding here, just curious. So it's different in the NAM, only slightly, in that it has a little bit better moisture here at the mid-levels showing up, but it still is very dry below. So anything that falls has to evaporate in this layer. So again, not expecting anything of any consequence with that little system. I guess you probably could in the higher elevations out here in Texas Panhandle and maybe out towards southeast Colorado or something, squeeze out a few flurries. That's about it. But we kind of already discussed that in the prior forecast, looking at that buff kit forecast sounding. All right, we are 75 hours out. Oh, we're getting so close. We are now at Wednesday afternoon. It's going to be another couple more minutes, folks, if you want to hang in there. And we'll see what we can get for you. All right, 2 minutes left on the stars party. Wes is in the house with 200 stars. Thank you, sir. Let's see, who wants snow? Danny wants some snow. Janet, as long as I can get to the store by Tuesday, it can snow all at once. Well, you don't have a problem there. You might have a problem on the shelves, though, depending on what you're looking for. Some of those shelves are hurting, man. They're empty. They're dry. Jacob, what does the recent weather pattern say for the rest of the year? Not having a ton of cold weather, we'll get an early spring. No, right now the plan is for a pretty nasty February as far as cold weather goes across the nation in general. So that is where we're going to get our longer term cold spells. And I took a peek at the data tonight. It looked like that was going to happen. Aubrey in the house for 100 stars. Thank you, Aubrey. Jared wants that blizzard hard. That's why he sent me some stars tonight. Jacktown, Holly wants some snow there. I gotcha. And Nate wants some snow down there in Lawton. I'm telling you, a lot of snow lovers. Because remember, keep in mind, our snow, I mean, come on, it's you can barely call it a snow. It's here one day, gone the next, which is how most people like it. When I was up in Canada, man, that snow was old snow. It was going nowhere. And they just get more and more added to it. Greg wants to know, how much snow Friday in the Denton area? Boy, he's getting right into it. Now, I will tell you this. You know what? We'll do that just for fun. And I'm telling you, it's only going to be for fun. But since you asked, we'll do it. First off, it still has to actually snow. Jeff says, I'm headed to a cruise Friday going to Galveston. You better check on that. I saw some cruises dropped, a bunch of them, because of the COVID stuff. Like mid cruise. I don't know how you stop mid cruise, but I don't know. I just read the caption of the article and moved on. I didn't have time for that, but you might want to check on what's going on with your local cruise liner. All right, let's get back on over here. All right, we'll see how much snow that American model is kicking out for that area. And let's see, won't we do it this way? We'll do this. And now remember, I normally don't show you snowfall maps this far out, and it's because they won't be right. But it's funny, a lot of times you guys don't care, you just want to see them. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to show it to you just so you can get an idea of what the model got excited about. How about that? And that's plenty to get excited about. Let's see, let's go to this first wave. All right, so this is the first wave. This is for this Friday. It's got measurable snow from about Chickasha out west and then south and on into North Texas. Denton, that was the question, 6 inches. And then down toward Dallas-Fort Worth, 6 inches to 9 inches. My goodness. Boy, wouldn't that be something? Those Dallas-Fort Worth people would lose their mind. Terry's in the house with 99 stars. Thank you, Terry. Now, if you go to the second wave, the one that you have to add to it, so that would bring the grand total to about a foot or more of snow in North Texas. And it's a very narrow band, but it brings back more snow for Oklahoma City when that second wave on the 29th of the month. But again, this is just fantasy. This is just for fun. You're not going to get crazy. No one's betting the farm. No one's calling this an official forecast. So just so you know. I will go down to Dallas-Fort Worth, though, to see how far south it brought the snow. And then we're going to look at the newer run. It should almost be all the way in for this time period, and we'll see what it's doing. And it could easily just completely erase the storm, because sometimes this model will make wild swings. All right, it brings the snow all the way down from Tyler, Shreveport, Waco, Killeen, San Angelo, back in the hill country, almost down to Austin. How about that? Now that would be a great snow for North Texas and Dallas-Fort Worth. That'd be one of their once in a 50-year type snows. I mean, that's some good stuff down there. All right, let me see here. Is a new data in? Let's go take a look. So if you're late, we've already discussed the forecast. We're just looking at the latest, waiting for the latest model to trickle in, which was very excited about the winter storm signal for Friday. The other models were not, just so you know. The European and the Canadian were just starting to hint at it, and the new NAM that came in is starting to hint at it as well. So that would put the American ahead of the rest of them, should this trend be the new trend that they're all going to continue to follow. So right now we're just checking, waiting for the last minute data to trickle in. It comes in minute by minute here, so sometimes you have to wait on it for a little while. But it's almost at the time frame you need. This is taking me to Thursday afternoon, so we only got another 24 hours more to go. It's finally starting to show the snow, beginning of the snow out here. So at least it does still have the snow signal, and it will continue to probably expand in its hours from that point. So let me go and do a few things. All right. Oh, did I mention? I don't think I mentioned this in the live earlier. about Thursday. Oh, shoot. I forgot something. It's in my blog, though, if you did read my blog on AaronTuttleWeather.com. So, Thursday. Remember I mentioned the Wednesday passage, that little disturbance. It was the atmosphere was too dry for anything significant. Thursday, however, we really start to saturate, and it was enough to where I thought we might get a little bit of snow flurry activity on Thursday across many areas of the state. So let me show you that. Let's see if we'll use the European for that. Yeah, we'll use the European for that. Okay, in that case, it's been a Thursday morning. Alright, so the blue is cloud cover. Alright, so there's all the cloud cover that streams in across the state for Thursday. So Thursday's not going to be cold, remember teens, but also cloudy. If I were to pick a spot out here in western Oklahoma for the forecast sounding, and this is a lot different than the one I showed you a minute ago. Remember I showed you how the red and the green lines are really far apart, kind of like this, but they're far apart way up and down the line. This time around, they're not. I mean, they're saturated. This is a very saturated profile. So because of this fact, you can easily get just a lot of light-grained snow, which would be in the form of some flurries, maybe some really teeny tiny grains. It doesn't look like a whole lot of lift in this particular environment. The megas don't seem to show up, but it's still early in the game. But the point is, it's showing very saturated atmosphere. So that means cloudy skies and a bit of light snow off and on during the day. In this case, if you don't have any significant lift, at most you would get maybe just a dusting, just enough to where you get a little light coating of white grains of snow on the ground over large areas. So that would be on Thursday. So I meant to mention that earlier, and then I don't know, forgot. Too many things in my head. All right, so that's been covered. Okay, so let's go back to the American model and see where we're at. And my fingers are crossed that the signal is still there. And if it's not, well, we're just going to have to deal with that. Okay. Oh. Okay, so it's Friday night. Pretty lane there. All right, I'm going to have to go upper levels. Let's go see what that's doing. Oh, you know what? Let me use this one, because we're already here. Oh, so lame. Oh, that is so lame. All right, you're on Aaron. What are you seeing that's making it lame? So lame, man. Why would you do this? You had such a good thing going. You had to ruin it. We'll see. But the GFS does this. It giveth and it taketh away, only to give it right back later. So you have to know the game. And this game player is dirty. He throws tricks. All right, so right now it has basically this ends up turning into kind of a long wave trough axis that moves through. Long wave trough axis like this, you're going to get the clouds like I showed you earlier on Thursday, maybe squeeze out some flurries, but as far as a really big winter storm, it's not going to do it. This is not the pattern for that. It does show a nice little guy here, loaded up, then to come in its place and zip on down. But that's beside the point, and we're kind of focused on this guy here that came through and didn't do much. All right, so let me show you. Let's go with the 84 hours. Okay, so that was like the NAM. Okay, so the 84 hours, it looked like the low was going to form here. And then if you noticed, let's see, as I animate this, one step, two step, we've lost what was going to be a closed off appearance. It's just streamlines, right? Let me do a comparison, because we've got a couple other models we can compare with at 84 hours out. So here we're going to do weather on the fly. This is just me looking at data from different models to find out how the pattern, see? Okay. All right, so here's the difference. Okay, so this is the NAM. It's looking really good, all right? It's really got this great structure of getting cut off from the flow and then letting this flow zip on by without it. And this thing just kind of now stuck down here and then kind of just meanders east. That's what you want to happen. So you get these lines that come in like so. All right. Now the Canadian model isn't as good on the lines. It's got the energy trap back here, but it's not as pretty. It's kind of more of an open wave look to it. This trough up here is pretty strong, and this batch right here may try to snag it, blend in, and pull it out. All right. Which again, there's the NAM model, which is different. The energy is way up here now, bypassing this. Okay, so now let's go to the American. So the American, okay, so this is the American. Doesn't have to worry about the energy up here to the north, but this stuff down here is just sad. It doesn't do a good cutoff. So again, here's the NAM. All right, so there's your spot there. Now we go to the American. See the difference? NAM, American, NAM, American. I hate the American now. I love the NAM because I want snow. All right, so that's the difference between the two. And you're going, really? And I'm going, yeah, really. So this is the kind of stuff we look for, and it can be a nightmare when you're forecasting, and you got to figure out what's going to happen, right? Because each of these is a completely different outcome. So if we go back to the precipitation side of things, and we'll see what ended up being with that outcome. Oh, that's not what I want. Let's go to this map here, and we'll see what it did. Without that cutoff appearance, the storm is literally vaporized, gone. Right. So let's go to that snowfall output. Remember all that great snow we had earlier in the map, and I told you not to buy it yet. This is why. Here's the new run. This is all you get. So I'm going to show you the prior run, okay, and then tonight's run. And you're going to see how quickly things can change in the weather business. All right, let's see. Okay, so this is the one we just had, okay, and then, wait a minute, am I on the right one? Where happened all my snow? Hold on a second. Yeah, where's the snowfall maps that thing produced? Hold on. Something's not right. What have I missed here? Hold that thought. Maybe there's something wrong with their deal. It was a GFS we looked at, right? I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, because I think I looked at the 18Z. Oh, I don't think it does 18Zs, maybe. Yeah, it did do 18Z. All right, anyway, so let's see. Let's do it this way. We'll do 160. Okay, so that would be the prior run from today, and this would be the new run. So do you see all that snow just vaporize? So that all depends on how it looks at that upper level low out to the west. Now the run prior to that, at least it did have a snow signal. It was further north though, southeast Oklahoma and Red River. The run prior to that, look at that one, nuts all over the Red River. So when I tell you that GFS can giveth and taketh, you're seeing a prime example how it can go nuts with snow and then just can go all of a sudden from all that to bone dry like that. So what we do in that case is obviously as we watch it, we can talk about it, and then we show other models, and we compare. We know the strengths and weaknesses of each one. So we know the GFS does this all the time. This is, now, I say this is the brand new version. It's not supposed to have all these bugs. But I can see that some things never change. So what we do is we look for the European, which is really the godfather of winter weather forecasting in most long-term forecasting anyway. So we look for it to really set the stage and the trend. Sometimes it'll be a little late, like the GFS will be early to jump on it, but what good is it to jump on it early than to drop it, right? So it's inconsistent, whereas the European is consistent. It may be a little late to jump on, but then once it does, it hangs with it. It doesn't lose it again. So it started to trend that direction with the upper level look to it. And then the Canadian was also kind of trending that way. And then the NAM model, even more so. Matter of fact, the Canadian short version did come in. Let me take a look. We're just hanging out, so if you're late to the party, we did the forecast a long time ago, and we're kind of waiting just to see what the new look of the data is. And the American model had just gotten really excited earlier today about snow. And then the other models were not as excited, but they were starting to kind of turn toward a potential outcome in that direction. But it's still early. So we're going to see, as we go forward in time, from today forward, how the rest of them do. Okay, no, we did look at the Canadian. That's right, we did. So let me do it this way. Oh, right. I see what I did. Let me do this. All right. So here's Thursday morning, and at least the Canadian model has my idea of some light snow. Now, right now, it's got it painted up here in the Panhandle and the Texas Panhandle, but that's a good sign that I was on the right track as far as what may happen on Thursday with some light snow across the area, and it's pretty saturated here on the profile here in central Oklahoma, so that's good. Very large dendritic growth zone. So that's what you need to make snow for those ice crystals. So if you look here, let's see, do I have one that just puts an arrow? Let me see. Anyway, this little yellow line right here. See this little yellow line? That's the snow growth layer. That's a long, tall area to grow snow. That's several thousand feet. So when you do that, you will get that. It's almost like if you ever travel to like a ski resort somewhere in the Rockies. It just kind of just snows all day, but doesn't really mount to anything. This is what's going on. So we might have something like that happening for Oklahoma on Thursday. That'd be kind of neat. All right, Jared, boo that GFS. Oh, I'm telling you. I know I'm pulling for the NAM, but only for the upper levels. It doesn't do actual snowfall forecast very well. Most cases. How is Lawton looking? Lawton is looking good. Actually, the whole state's looking good tomorrow and Tuesday. So that's going well. All right, let me. I don't think there's anything. I can see what this one does. What day is that? It only goes to Wednesday. Yeah, nothing. All right, I believe that's it. So that's it really for tonight. So if you missed it, great weather tomorrow and Tuesday, 50s and then 60s. Front comes in Tuesday night. So another quick blue norther Arctic front, strong north winds behind a gust over 40. And then still breezy on Wednesday, but not as windy as the front coming in Tuesday night. So it'll taper off some. Will be cold all day Wednesday in the 30s. Let's see, and then clouds really thicken up. We did have a little weak disturbance that moves through, but only probably enough to produce a little bit of cloud cover. Might see a few flakes, sprinkles out there. A few flurries. That's it. There's nothing going to mount to anything. And then Thursday, our clouds thicken up. Might have some like light snow all day. Very like flurries or fine little snow grains. I don't expect anything to accumulate, anything significant other than maybe just a little skiff with just enough to kind of coat some surfaces or ground in parts of the state as of now. And then it all depends on what happens with that upper level energy out New Mexico as it forms on Friday. So the NAM is really gung-ho at trying to close it off to an upper low, which is what we want. The American model did have that kind of a pattern to it, and then it dropped it here in the last few minutes. But that's usual. So the fact that NAM still has is good. I like that. The Canadian and the European are starting to trend toward the NAM, so we'll see how that goes. And tonight's data that comes in and tomorrow, we'll see if that continues. If so, and if that trend continues, then we've got a good winter storm coming for North Texas, southern Oklahoma, the way the track is set up right now. If that trend doesn't continue, and the NAM is a fluke, and the American model was giving me lies, then it's a nothing burger. Not much happens for the weekend. And then there's another signal for another winter event at the end of the month around the 29th. So there you go. So if you were late, missed all the action, kind of wonder what was going on, you just now got caught up really quick. Chayton, thank you for the stars, and I appreciate you. And you got it, Jared. So thanks, guys. Follow me on YouTube and Facebook tonight, and check in on Twitter. So hope that was fun, educational, all that kind of stuff. Let's see, Mary on YouTube, you were very late to the party. What'd you miss? Well, the good news is you just got your recap. And Casey's checking in from Stillwater. A little late, but Anita wants to know where Larry is. Larry's here. Larry's up to his old tricks. So Larry's been putting on the winter pounds. He has ballooned up. He is now 3.5 pounds. And that's huge for a teacup Yorkie. He can't fit in the teacup anymore. But don't tell him that, it'll hurt his feelings. He's very sensitive as he begs for food. What's funny is he thinks every time he goes outside he gets a treat now. I'm like, that's not how it goes, buddy. Because he'll purposely go out there just to come back and get a treat. I'm like, no, we don't do it that way here. It's cute. They learn how to manipulate early. Same thing with children. And then adults continue that. Manipulation is a very strong part of life. All right, that's enough for me. I'm going to get out of here. You guys have a great night. Thanks for watching, and I will check in with you again tomorrow. And make sure you read my blog and share that if you haven't. It's on AaronTuttleWeather.com. It discusses a lot of what we talked about tonight, but it's very short, concise, sweet, straight to the point. All right, we'll see you.